Nailed it. When you start making little changes, then you want to keep seeing changes. So you just stack each habit every time. It's not like, hey, let's go to the gym 5 days a week. And when we have new clients come to us, they refer back to how they were in their 20s. We're like, okay, well, that was your 20s. Now you're 42, 2 kids, and you have your own business.
Brody was getting bigger and bigger, and I was like, I'm in pain picking him up. It felt very overwhelming. So what do you tell that person when they come to you and they're like, how do I even get back to this? Hey, we're already rolling.
Sweet.
Shayan Vaghayenegar.
Nailed it.
Yes, twice in a row. Thanks for coming on the All Figured Out podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited for this.
I'm excited. I was telling people at the gym this morning, I'm going to just grill you, just expose you.
Bring it.
All the corners and nooks and crannies of Shayan V.
Just don't ask me who my favorite client is.
Oh, I wasn't going to, but maybe I will. I'll add that to the list. Okay, origin story. Little Shayan was an athlete. You were, it sounds like you were just super active, but you struggled a bit. You struggled a bit with body image, you were telling me before. So tell me the story. Sounds like a bit of an origin story for your fitness journey.
Yeah, it wasn't so much as little Shayan as big Shayan.
Oh.
But to your point, I'm very grateful for my parents for always putting me in sports and activities. But, around that age of 13, puberty, trying to keep up with your peers, that kind of ignited my journey in fitness and kind of self-exploring and going to the gym and learning about how to lose weight. And I did it on my own, and it was great. And then
Are we talking P90X? Like, what was the
No,
Billy Blake's? Billy Blake's?
We're talking about bodybuilding journals and the rec center.
Cool.
And then at the same time, I was wrestling in high school, and I was playing rugby.
Oh my gosh.
So those were my sports growing up.
Okay. So it wasn't like you were new to fitness. It wasn't like you were new to moving.
No, not
You
at all.
were new to moving with a goal or an intention.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then after that, I got into triathlon, so more long distance stuff. And it's funny because I was doing a lot of cardio to lose weight. And someone looked at me once at the rec center saying, "What are you training for?" And I'm like, that's a good question. What am I training for now, right? Because I've already lost that weight.
Oh.
So I went to that. And then I kind of lost my way for a bit. But it was for the good. I learned some things. I got in the restaurant industry, so that was really good. I learned about people and service, but I kind of fell off the fitness thing, and my lifestyle wasn't as healthy. It's a bit of a party industry. And then one morning I woke up and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this isn't what I want to do. I'd feel lost. So I went back to fitness, and, fitness saved me again, and got into personal training, got some education, and here we are.
What do you think it is why do people fall off or get lost in that? I think that's like the most human, natural, normal thing to happen, where you fall off and then it feels so freaking hard to get back on. But what do you think happens? Like, why does that happen?
It's life, the seasons of life. You said that before, and I think everything happens for a reason. But as long as people understand the value that fitness brings, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually, it's always easy to get back into it.
How?
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Right? Go for a walk every day, right? When you start making little changes, then you want to keep seeing changes. So you just stack each habit every time. It's not like, hey, let's go to the gym 5 days a week. And when we have new clients come to us and say, they refer back to how they were in their 20s, we're like, okay, well, that was your 20s. Now you're 42, 2 kids, and you have your own business. That's not realistic to go back to the way you looked, the way you moved when you were in your 20s. Let's trickle things in to set you up for success.
I feel like I'm jumping ahead here, but while we're on this topic, it's like, do you believe, like, it doesn't sound like you believe that you have to have 7 days a week, insane intensity to even, like, why did we do that? Why were we all going to spinning classes every single day? Or like I was doing hot yoga, power yoga, spinning, like every day. It felt like it was like so much. But now I think about it, I'm like, did it actually need to, for the outcomes that I wanted and desired? Was that really the necessary amount of energy I needed to spend?
Let me ask you this. At what age?
20s.
Yeah. So in your 20s, from my experience, your body can handle it. You're having fun. You're enjoying it. life stresses maybe aren't as high, right?
You think they are?
So, yeah, exactly, right?
I'm hungover. I'm so stressed about my hangover.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So your body will allow you, has that space for you to do that. Whereas now we're doing family stress, financial stress, business stress. So your stress bucket is full. And if you add 7 days a week of exercise, it's going to spill over.
And so do you believe that you can achieve the outcomes that you want, say physically? You were talking earlier about like feeling good naked. Like if you want to feel good naked, you don't have to have that level of intensity. Like it could be 3 or 4 days a week, and that's great.
It just takes patience. It's not going to happen in a month.
Right.
Whereas before in your 20s, yeah, you could easily lose that weight in a month and, be beach ready.
You just like think about, for me, I would just think about it and it was like, oh, great. I'm like anyways, age was really on your side.
But it's doable. That's the biggest thing. It's just, it takes some patience and kindness to yourself.
Oh.
So if I can jump ahead to
Please, yes.
my recent story.
Yes.
I find as a fitness coach, people have a certain expectation of the way you're supposed to look. And I opened my business in 2018, a new business owner, newish business owner. And 2 years in, we hit COVID. And, I lose 40% of my business. So I'm on the hook for things. And so I gained some weight. Now, it wasn't because I just gave up and stopped working out and started eating chips, but the power of stress kicks in. I'm not like, obviously, I wasn't doing everything I was supposed to do nutrition-wise, so on and so forth, but I was still moving, exercising. And then at a newborn in 2021, more stress, more responsibilities. So I did gain some weight, but I was, like I said, I didn't give up. And my point is, that was that point in my life. And I was not okay with it, but I gave myself that space to kind of move forward. And then now, 4 years later, I'm in a space where, hey, my kids are a bit older. The business is doing better. I've put in the work. And now I'm at a point where I'm back to feeling like myself and looking like myself. So that's a 5-year journey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's doable.
Yeah.
But you just got to create that space and patience.
Yeah. And the mind I feel like we know that mind-body connection. We know that that's like a cliche. We know that that's old news, but it's like, it's such a real thing. Like the fact that story, like you were saying that you didn't actually change that much. I can't imagine you were going to McDonald's every day and that you were like, I'm just going to stop doing everything. But it's so incredible that like you saw a huge physical change, or I don't know if it's huge physical change, but a physical change based on the factors of stress and like sleeping less. And like, that's insane.
Yeah, you hit it. Sleep is a big one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you're staying up at night thinking about, how are you going to get new members when it's COVID and gyms are shut down and, now, yes, like we were eating a bit more and maybe drinking a bit more often because we were at home doing nothing, right?
Yeah, making babies.
So that was a part of it. Yeah, exactly, right? So
sorry, Shayan.
Yeah.
Shayan's mom, who is a gym goer, avid gym goer, crushes.
She's looking 70, make it look strong.
Oh yeah, 70 strong. There's a couple. There's quite a few people at your gym who are the strongest adults I have ever seen.
I feel like I'm very lucky and grateful for what we have going on because you see all types of people at our gym, right?
Totally.
We see working professionals, moms. Yeah. We see 70-year-olds.
That's so cool.
And everyone's just kind of on their path and doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But it's in a community setting.
Yes.
So it's fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
So I'd love a good career origin story, of course. And so you go from, fast forward through, you're working at the Keg.
Yes.
That bread, oh my God. They've changed it.
3 cheese butter. Do you know that secret?
No.
Oh. So next time you're there and you get the bread, you ask for the 3 cheese butter.
What is this, some secret menu item?
Yeah.
No.
It is killer.
They just have it and they don't tell you about it. It's just for the staff, really.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? And so when we work at the Keg, you get staff bread.
No!
With 3 cheese butter. That's what you fueled you through your shift.
When I worked at a restaurant, it was like the staff French fries. You could just scoop the French fries. Yeah. And then the poutine, it was like the poutine station was right there. So I'd always be like, Willie was the name of our chef. Like, can I have some gravy, please? And he'd just be scooping. And I was just adding the cheese. Oh, I loved it. I loved working in a restaurant.
Yeah, it was fun. And you learn so much.
You learn
People
so
skills
much.
and
Yeah. I want my kids to work at a restaurant. Maybe not behind the bar, like some dive bar, but like restaurant, hundo.
Yeah.
Server, yes.
I agree.
Okay, so there you really got into your fitness journey, really took off again. Like fitness came back into your life, but in a bigger way. You were doing personal training.
Yep.
And then tell me about how and why did you how'd you get the courage to open your own business? And this is not a business like mine where I open the doors overnight because it's just me and my laptop and now a microphone. But there's a significant investment and courage that it takes to open up your business. How the hell did you do that?
So let's backtrack to after the restaurant thing. Then I went to school to get my human kinetics degree.
Oh, cool.
And then I worked for somebody else for 3 years, and I learned the ins and outs of the training business. But then I also learned a lot of people skills and running a business through the restaurant industry. So then I got the confidence to go off on my own. So I did that, and I drove to people's houses, rented space from different gyms. But after about a couple of years of that, I got a little tired of the driving around and being in a rush and eating my lunch in the car. At the same time, I was doing some ongoing education through this platform called OPEX Fitness. And they have a great coaching platform. It's 5 modules. You do a final project. It really pushes your boundaries as a coach. And every new coach that comes to me, I say, you need to do this because you don't learn this in traditional schools. Anyways, I fell in love with their business model, which is the personalized fitness model that you're in now. And I learned about their business model, and then I opened up my doors in 2018. I was actually ready to open in 2017, but finding space in North Vancouver is very hard, as you know. It may be easier now, but definitely back then it was hard. And yeah, we've done it, and it's, I've learned a lot. Business wasn't my biggest strong suit. I was very pure-hearted fitness coach. So I'm like, my passion will kind of lead the way. And, I wanted to teach people the basics of fitness. So what I mean by that is I don't sell hype. I don't sell do your HIIT workout, 30-minute workout, and that's all you need to lose weight. I sell the slow path. And the more sustainable path. And that's what I was relying on when I opened the doors. And then gradually over the years, I learned that, hey, that's going to get me only so far. And so now, in the last, call it year and a half, I'm doing more research on business, reading books about business to kind of grow my business because I can't be stagnant. So what got me to, let's say, 70 members isn't going to get me to the next 70 members. So, it's about obviously being motivated, maybe not motivated, but inspired to grow. So that's a big part of it, I think.
That's an interesting transition you talk about is I would consider you a creative or akin to a creative where you're doing your craft. Like your craft is fitness. This is your bread and butter. This is your life. It's how you met your wife.
Yeah.
And it's that transition from going from the passion and what was probably first a hobby or necessity when you were younger is now your business. But then the transition that we don't often talk about is that transition to when you become a business owner. Now you're the CEO. You are the business. The business is no longer just about the training. You're getting the stuff from Costco. You're fixing the this, that, and the other thing, buying all the equipment, managing people. That's a huge piece. And how have you managed that transition? You said you've been doing a lot of studying, but is that out of necessity or is it out of you're actually enjoying it and finding it fun?
I enjoy most of it. One thing I don't like is accounting.
Oh, you gotta outsource that.
Yeah,
you got it. Yeah,
I do.
But even it does require you to send things.
Yeah.
Collect the friggin' receipts. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, CRA. Figure that out.
I feel like Michael Argento, my accountant, sometimes gets frustrated with me, but
they know our type. They know our type. They're like, oh.
I will say this though, in the last year, I've been more of a spreadsheet guy. So,
Ooh.
But again, it's just about, yes, I guess necessity and how far you want to grow it, right?
Yeah.
I could just be stagnant and just be okay with the bare minimum and, pay the bills and go home.
Yep.
But I actually want to grow the business, and I'm excited about growth. And this is something I want to do for years to come. So it has to go somewhere, and this is my path now. whether or not, if I like it or not, it is what it is. It's a little uncomfortable, if I'm going to be honest, because when I opened the doors was about me coaching people when it comes to fitness and lifestyle and nutrition. Whereas last August, I guess, I kind of took myself out of that so I can work on the business. So I'm doing a little bit less of that and a little bit more business oriented stuff. And I hate spending money on toilet paper and paper towel. I'd rather put that money towards equipment, if I'm going to be honest.
Yes.
But that's still probably the only two things I don't like is the accounting part and buying toilet paper.
God, I can only imagine. I think about, and you put out so much great content and like, but you always seem very calm. How do you stay calm in it all? You have 2 kids at home. Your partner, Catherine, has a big job. She's a CEO of an awesome organization. And like, and then you're coming and a lot of people depend on you. Yep. There's a lot of members. There's probably a lot of member management, we'll call it. Yep. You've got staff. Like, how do you stay calm and like you walk into the gym and you're happy and you're like, whoa, and you're doing your social media. Like, how are you doing it? Truly.
I should have a camera group follow me all day because it's not all rainbows and butterflies. It might be shocking to you, but I'm just joking.
Are you crying in the car?
Sometimes, yeah.
No longer eating in the car, you're crying in the car.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think because I love what I do, that's what drives me. But I get frustrated. I get tired. When I post things with my kids, I should probably post when they're losing it on me. And like, you know what I mean? You got to keep your cool. I mean, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. But I feel like my wife, Catherine, not wife, my common law.
Your love,
my father-in-law would be like, you guys aren't married yet.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Mr. Cowden.
Yeah, exactly. She's a big support. She creates space for me to be able to vent, to be able to learn, and vice versa. I do the same for her, and communication is a big part of that. But no, there's a lot of downtimes. There's a lot of struggles. There's a lot of losing sleep over things. But it's
the toilet paper.
One thing I've learned in the last year is it's not forever. And I keep reminding myself, okay, things are going bad right now. You do what you can control and focus on that. And that's been a big shift in the last year. And then whatever you can't control will pass. It is what it is. As long as you're doing the right things and working towards it.
Yeah.
Even the simple things like when we first had kids, leaving your stuff at the door when you walk into the house, right? Yeah. Especially at the end of the day, it's like, hey, you're done with social media. You're not posting anymore. I do start my day off with that. And it's probably not the best. We have to say on a Saturday morning before I make breakfast and my kids are up, I'm posting and making sure my reel's up and so on and so forth. But I make sure at a certain time at the end of the day, like, hey, you got to cut that out. Yeah. You're in dad mode. Yep. So but that's just a learning curve. You know, it's not like right away you know this. Some people might, but for me, it's been a learning curve. But yeah.
Yeah. I like that. So getting into, I like this transition into thinking about when things are going sideways and there's those little small habits. You know, there's the book Atomic Habits by, is it James Clear?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good memory.
And it's always like, we're just hearing so much more about that. The small habits, you even talking about with your model, like your fitness model, it's like, it's small, really intentional habits over time. It's not an overnight thing. Like what, if we get into this audience is working parents, they got a lot going on. Yeah. They're us, right? What are some of those small intentional habits that people can be putting in place to stay on the right path? So, you know, shit's going to hit the fan, but what are some of those things that they can keep in place and really try to just focus on those small micro things day to day to kind of keep the ship going somewhat in the right direction when there's a storm?
I think, again, going back to relying on your partner and communicating with your partner to create that space, I think is really important. And I think that's where Catherine and I have really succeeded. Relying on each other that, hey, this is my busy time, or I'm going through this right now, so you might have to step in more as a parent and vice versa. That's a big one. And then, again, going back to the word of being kind to yourself, working out definitely is a good way of de-stressing, but also listening to your body and the type of workout you need to do. So I'm fortunate enough because I've learned a lot of my body, so I know how to click that and how to adjust that, whereas clients maybe are still learning that. But hey, if you walk into the gym and you have, let's say, a back squat and like heavy deadlifts, maybe when you're stressed out, that's not going to help your de-stressing mode, right? So be okay with just sitting on the bike for 30 minutes and using that as just time to just reflect and just tone things down. And then the next week you can go back to your regular programming. But yeah, I think
I like that.
communication and relying on your support system around you, if you have that, that's really important.
That's a good point. Like you have to make the conditions set up for it.
Yeah.
You can't just say like independently, especially if you are in a partnership and you have kids and you have a job, like you have to create the conditions so that it can even happen. Because if there's not the pockets in the day, you're not getting up early enough to even do it, or you don't have the, like the structure or the time in your schedule, then it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like how and why would it happen?
Exactly.
So for the parent who's getting back into things, you said like starting with a walk, like what are some other things that they can do to rebuild strength? Like I came to you and I was like 2 babies, feeling not mushy in like a physical sense, but just feeling like there was no muscle. Like I couldn't even carry. Brody was getting bigger and bigger. And I was like, I'm in pain picking him up. But it felt very overwhelming. So what do you tell that person when they come to you and they're like, how do I even get back to this or get on this train?
Good question. So movement is key, but understanding what your current abilities are is even more important.
Humbling.
So you can't reflect on what you were doing in your 20s. It's what are you able to do now? Because yes, especially as females, you just went through 2 pregnancies. Your body just went through this really amazing change, but also really hard change. So you need to listen to that and reflect on that, and then choose exercises that are appropriate for you for now. So that's a big one. Mm-hmm. Be okay with not spending an hour in the gym. Let's start with 30 minutes for 2 to 3 sessions a week, right?
Yep.
And then building to that 60 minutes. And that's the biggest common thing I see with parents is like, I want to come in 5 days a week. That's not going to happen. Maybe for a week or 2, but you're going to fall off realistically because of life and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So again, be okay with starting slow. And then I would say find a coach that's, good at assessing things and watching you move. And again, picking exercises that are appropriate for you. Mm-hmm. And I think watching your progression just proves that. You started with really simple movements, maybe 2 sets of things. And then now you're definitely lifting a bit more and you're in the gym 3 days a week. Yeah. So
yeah. It's so true. It felt like such a big gap. Like in coaching school, we talk about cultural tension of where a person is versus where they want to be, and like a rubber band. And that tension can feel like bigger and harder. I think that's one of the biggest points of tension. I mean, of course, I'm only, 35, but like to this point in my life, becoming a parent has created the most tension of where I once was to where I want to be. Right. Not to say that I want to be back to where I was, but this new version of myself, it felt really big. But what I loved about your approach and just your philosophy, whether it's at Strength Connected or just you as a human, is that like just break it down. Like to your point, everything was 2 sets. There was hardly any weights at the start. I was doing these like holds of things. And I was like, I've been super active my whole life. Like I've been in the like I know my way around this, and it was like an ego check when I'm like looking at Coach Liz's programming for me, and I was like, I can do this. Like 20 seconds of a plank, like please, I'll do whatever. But I had to really be like, no, just relearn, break things down. Actually, when I moved out to BC, my father-in-law retaught me how to ski because I learned how to ski in Ontario. Yeah. And
big mountains there.
Yeah. Big garbage hills, my mom would say, like literal garbage landfills. And I think about that and like how related it is to when I started with Strength Connected, and how it was like my father-in-law literally was like, okay, in not so many words, he was like, forget everything you've ever learned. Let's start again. And I think that was kind of the approach that I ended up taking with coming back to strength, in that I was like, okay, I've learned a lot. I've done my yoga teacher training. Like I'm very in tune. I have pretty good interoception, but like I'm different. My body's different. The lack of muscle is very different. I never felt so weak in my entire life. So I really had to like pretend like nothing had ever happened and I was a baby and I was just starting over. And that took like, that was an ego check.
That's a big one. Exactly.
That's hard. And you're looking around at all these people. So in your gym, you go and you're kind of with the same people, or you're like, you're in this community vibe, which is so much fun, but you're looking at how far ahead they are. Yep. They're wearing old swag, so they've clearly been with you forever. Their stuff says OPEX on it, and now it's Strength Connected. And I'm like, they're like, oh, are you new here? And I'm like doing like a 10-second plank. I'm like, yeah. Like, that was hard,
but now you're on the other end of it. Now you see new people coming in.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool. And it's like a good reminder of like, you can do hard things. And that consistency, even just like waking up and being like, hey, this is just what I do and when I do it. But then the flexibility too. I think that's what I love so much about what you're doing is you're creating that community. But then there's this flexibility and realistic nature to it where we travel a lot. We go back to Ontario and it's like, cool, I can do my workouts at a gym there, at home. Like it kind of comes with you and it just makes it more realistic.
Exactly.
That's
a good way of putting it.
Which is incredible. And here I am. This is a testimonial. We'll pull this. This will be a testimonial for the gym. Okay, this is such a tactical question. But if someone is like, they're the type who are looking in like women's health magazines and they're clipping out the exercises and they're trying to put together their own routine. I remember Liz, shout out to the fabulous coach Liz, saying like, push, pull, squat, whatever.
Nice.
What
Look at you.
Give us like the 101. Like if you're putting something together for yourself, what should you incorporate to get started?
Well, based on what the last thing you said, what I was going to say is the fitness industry, it is slowly changing, but it's also not helping your mindset because you think you're supposed to do these crazy workouts, high intensity, where it's just like, no, like let's tone that down and again, be kind to yourself and take small steps. And so going to what you just asked now, a good way of looking at your body and strength training specifically is we have certain movement patterns. A lower body squat, lower body bend, upper body push, upper body pull, core. Okay.
Ugh, core.
And so you want to use those patterns, and let's say you work out twice a week, I would use each of those patterns in each session. So, your day one lower body squat could be like a regular back squat, let's say with a barbell. And then the second day could be a single leg or a split squat, right? And then we're looking at an upper body pull, right? So if we're going to, let's say, do a superset, right? So A1's a squat.
Whoa.
Am I
Please,
getting too ahead of
Shayan,
myself?
please, Shayan. What? It's like all these like words that I see in the app. The strength connect. It's like Zercher cyclist squat. I'm like, what the actual app it says? But then there's videos, so it's like, okay, superset, huh?
Superset. So for time's sake, it might be beneficial for you to superset or do two exercises in one circuit.
Okay.
Right? So we got A1, A2. So a lower body squat and an upper body pull.
Okay.
So you do those two exercises back to back for 3 sets.
Okay.
Then you go to the next superset, a lower body bend and an upper body push. And you do those for a superset.
Why are you calling it a superset?
That's just the terminology for it. You could say circuit if you want.
Circuit set.
But
that's not a set.
A superset,
Superset.
is like the strength terminology for it.
Oh, we're all going to be so like, I'm just doing my superset.
What superset you got today?
That's great.
And then you can finish with core.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And you take 2 core exercises and superset those.
Okay.
And there you go. You have like a 35-minute session right there.
See, and this is the thing, like you said, I thought it was more complicated. I remember looking at this, so with Strength Connected, you have an app or whatever thing you're using. It's like
Coach IX.
I'm looking at it and I was like, this is it? Like, is it because I'm a baby? I'm new? But no, it's just, and it does take me so long. One of our other members, Katie, and I always joke that like we're in there for a very long time because we're just taking our time. 5:30 in the morning. But like, it's
Do you know
not
why?
No.
Because as you get stronger, you need more rest time.
Because we're too strong.
Exactly.
There we go.
Yeah. But really, to be able to kind of perform the same effort with good form, you have to rest properly between your supersets. And so that's why. Anyways.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Where was I going with that?
Sorry.
Or anyways, no, complicated. Like, I was like, okay, I was really gearing myself up. We had a call. We had a chat. We're neighbors. We're friends. And I was like, okay, let's chat about this. And here I was thinking that this like plan that would be created was going to have 25 exercises, and it was going to be like buzzing around the gym, and it was going to be like, I would be so sweaty. And some days I'm a little sweaty, but like I'm actually not I'm not drenched head to toe. Like
Yeah.
it's very, and it's so nice for my mind. Like Katie and I were talking about how it's like the slowest part of our day because both of us are mover. Like I can tell, like her, like we both just move
Yes.
constantly during our day. But this
Yes.
is like slow and intentional.
Yes.
And consistent. And that was the biggest realization. And so when you put it that way, there's like 4 I don't know, patterns. What do you call it?
Supersets. Oh, the patterns.
Like
Sorry,
patterns.
yes,
Yeah,
patterns,
patterns or whatever that you have. That's cool. So someone could just like put that together and have a well-rounded body.
Exactly. But you really nailed it on the head there, going back to the stress bucket.
Yeah.
Right? The intention of what we program is to support your rest of the day. So if you're doing a CrossFit workout, and CrossFit has its place, but you're
How you met your wife?
Yeah, it is. It is. At a CrossFit gym. Locked eyes, game over. You're doing 100 burpees.
Oh,
If you know what a burpee is, and 100 reps of those. And then now you have to go home, be a parent in the morning, and then get on with your business. Chances are very hard,
I'd need a
right?
nap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And time and place. When you're in your 20s, go for it.
yes.
But seasons of life and things change, and you have to accommodate and make space for your life. And you nailed it on the head of the progressions and how you feel. And yes, it's still challenging in the right ways.
Yep. What do you what should somebody be looking for? Like, let's take 2 approaches. The person who's like, don't live anywhere near you, and I, whatever. But so they're looking for somebody to support them in this because they've tried all the things. They've tried the different apps, Ladder or whatever. I don't know. There's crazy. There's so much out there. There's YouTube, almost too much, where you become paralyzed by the information. We all know strength training is important. It's on every single podcast. The research is there, and it's trendy and it's awesome. But then there's so much out there. So if someone's like, how do I find somebody? What would you say? And they're in like Holland. We'll go there first, and then we'll talk about the locals, what they can do.
Well, we do work with people remotely.
Oh.
So if you do have experience in the gym, then you can reach out to us about remote coaching.
Cool.
And then you would receive your workouts on CoachRx, and you would have monthly consultations and follow-ups with your coach and see what's working, what's not working, and talk about your program. If you want someone local, try to find what I call a personalized fitness gym, which is what we do and which is what the OPEX brand started. So if you can find an OPEX gym in Holland, go for it.
Great.
I'm pretty sure there might be one actually in Holland, to be honest. There's a few in Europe.
Nice.
If not, then find a good personal trainer. And how do you know if a personal trainer is good?
Yeah.
Is if they ask you questions and take the time to get to know you before they prescribe anything. And that's how you know if a coach is good.
I feel like you guys are almost like physios, like, and you and Scotty are kind of working with that, which we can't say too much about his little project, but the fact that like you take into consideration his major medical history, his physio, like the extra, like it's so interesting how you really take the person where they're at, not just in silo in their fitness journey. Like you're really, you're looking at all different aspects. And I think that would be a big one, that like when you're looking for that person, instead of the person being like, I'm just going to prescribe you the workout that everybody does. Or maybe if they tell you that you should never lift heavier than 2 pounds. Tracy Anderson.
Wow. Is that what she says?
I mean, there was a video that I used to do before my sister's wedding. We would like do this one video, this like arm workout, and she would just be like chatting while doing this arm workout. Oh, now I'm throwing Tracy Anderson on the bus. I'm sorry, Tracy. I'm sure you're lovely. But she was like, I never get my clients to lift heavier than 2 pounds. I don't know if that's still her philosophy, but I remember hearing that and being like, oh shit, okay.
Fake news.
Fake news, eh?
Yeah. In my opinion.
Let's talk about this. Bulking. A lot of women feel like they're going to get bulky.
Yep.
Or like, I'm going to work out too hard and then I'm going to be really, really hungry. Like that's kind of a thing, right? Like, can you myth bust or just like re-educate me and my friends?
There's a few aspects there.
Okay.
There's the 1% that yes, like they could think about weight training and they're going to put on muscle. And I have a couple of clients that are like that when we talk about females, right?
Wow.
They put on muscle easily. But 99% of people, you would have to do things very diligently to put on muscle. That when we're talking about like looking bulky.
And like, what would that be?
So you would have to be eating a lot. So we're talking like 2,600, 3,000 plus calories a day, right? We're talking about getting enough sleep. You're sleeping 8 hours straight. We're talking about training an hour at like a RPE of like 8 to 9. You know what RPE is right now by now?
Rate of perceived exertion.
Whew, nailed it again.
Shayan Vaghayenegar.
And not to be a Debbie Downer, but a lot of people that you see in the magazines and on Instagram are enhanced. They're using some sort of hormone to make themselves look that way as well.
I thought you meant airbrushing.
So, no.
No,
Oh,
they're
that's
on,
you. That's
they're
you.
on stuff.
Yes.
They're on stuff?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
No, they're not. What are they on?
Oh, yeah.
Not that I'm asking for, no, I'm kidding.
It could be testosterone. It could be Anavar. It could be weight loss drugs. Like the bodybuilding one is clenbuterol, I think, that helps you like burn fat.
So those people are not just like working out and and drinking their lemon water.
But that's what they're selling you. That's what I hate about the fitness industry. And I'm not saying it's all of them.
I know, rude.
But that's the biggest thing. So I would say as long as you're making healthy decisions such as sticking to whole foods and you're strength training 3 days a week and doing 1 to 2 aerobic days, you're not going to bulk up.
So 3 strength training plus 2 aerobic days?
That will be like
and that
1
could
to
even
2.
that could even be like a nice quick walk.
Yeah. 100%.
That's aerobic. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, sustainable is the way we describe it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to bulk.
No.
Doesn't matter how much you're like...
You have to do things really... You can if you want.
Yeah.
But everything has to be... If you measure your food, you can't skip a meal.
Oh, jeez.
It takes a lot for even males in general, just people to get bulky. It's a lot of intention has to go into it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. That's good news.
Another way of doing it is tracking. Tracking your weight, tracking measurements. We have an in-body machine at a gym that we can track to see what's going on under the hood as well.
Can I ask you kind of a funny question?
Yeah.
How do you navigate people who might be borderline, have like disordered patterns around like over-exercising or being hyper-focused on food? Like, how do you manage that being in this industry and supporting people, again, meeting people where they're at and like really ensuring that they're not moving into that dangerous zone of like being hyper focused in something, and you know what I mean? Like, how do you deal with that?
First and foremost, we have to stay in our lane.
Yeah.
So if they're currently going through it, we would refer out.
Yeah.
So that's
Who'd
the
you
biggest
refer
thing.
to?
Counselor. Yeah, exactly. Nutritionist.
Dietitian.
Dietitian. Definitely those two ones come top of mind. But if they've had a history of it and now they're passive, which is very common in our gym actually, or has been at least, we just make sure we do things that are comfortable with them, meaning such as the in-body. We wouldn't push that, right? If you have a thing with the scale and disordered eating in the past, we're not even going to touch the in-body. Unless they want to and ask for it. But most times, they'll be very honest and say, hey, I've had this history. That's not my concern anymore. I just want to feel good and move well. And so, again, just reading the room and knowing where your lane is. That's the biggest thing. Yeah.
Have you ever had to have a conversation with somebody about, like, it seems like you're going a little too hard, or like...
I personally have not.
Yeah. That's good. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, we've had a good handful of people that have been very honest about their history.
Yeah.
And they're in the gym and things are going well and no issues.
Yeah.
But again, it's because of, hey, I hear you and I'm not going to push my stuff on you, right? And hey, let's leave some things out, such as the in-body or tracking your food. Because in our intake, we do ask for a 3-day food log. But we leave that out with those people.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, now tell us more about personalized. Tell us, like, now I want you to pimp out the gym. Like, I want to hear how do you describe it to people? Like, it took me having Scotty, who started going to you for personal training, explaining it to me, and he's very good at explaining things, but I was like, I don't really get it. It truly wasn't until it's kind of like you got to be there to really understand it. But how do you describe it to people, and like what this golden unicorn of like a space is?
So our intention is to make personal training accessible to the masses without the high price tag.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing, right? So where we live on the North Shore, the price for a personal trainer for the hour is $100 to $150 just for the 1 hour. And I was a personal trainer. I did it.
Yep.
And there's some good things about it. There's time and place for it. But our model will allow you to have your own coach and your own program and then come follow it in a small group setting with a coach without the high price tag. So every client starts with a 3-part assessment. So it's 75-minute one-on-one sessions with your coach, and they get to know you, your abilities, your history. We collect data points on you to know where your current abilities are, and then we build you your program. And then when you come and follow that program during our coached hours, alongside of no more than 8 people, so it's a small group setting, and there's always one of us on the floor demoing things, giving you feedback on cues, and you get to work out alongside a community. So that's kind of the gist of it.
Love it.
And then once a month, you'll sit off the gym floor with your coach, talk about your program, what's working, what's not working, what are you doing the other 23 hours of the day, right? Whereas that's the flaw in personal training is you could be lifting weights and I could be talking to you about what you should be doing, but you're trying to lift weights. So the timing isn't there, right?
Yes.
Whereas the personalized fitness model opens the time and space for you to have conversations with people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Because the physical aspect, yes, it's important. It makes you feel good. But hey, how are we going to support that through the other 23 hours? And we have those conversations with people and at least create the space to have those conversations if they want to.
You get a bit nosy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's so cool. It's such a cool model. I can't believe I had never heard of it until now. It feels like it was made for parents. Because the price is right. Like it is so much more. And I was saying to somebody recently that, I mean, I like to chat. Everyone knows that. However, I'm also somebody that really needs decompressing time. Like I need moments to just like be quiet. So yes, I am very chatty on the gym floor at 5:30 in the morning.
Yep.
But there's moments where like there's music playing. I'm not having to fuss around with what music I'm going to listen to on my phone. Putting my AirPods are dead. Or should I listen to a podcast? Like it just takes so much like out of my brain.
Yep.
I know what days I go. Today I decided to go instead of yesterday. It just wasn't going to work out, so I went today. Yep. It's flexible. I'm not accountable to scheduling things. Yep. I mean, that's why in my business model, when I do these VIP days with clients, like we do a half-day career coaching session because I just know as I work with parents don't want to be scheduling a million things. We have to schedule so much stuff, so much booking appointments. And so it's nice to just be like, okay, cool. I can go on these days. You just have to sign up in an app, but there's no like, can you make this time work? Can you make this? It's just gone. And it's so nice. And then you're working out alongside other people.
But you know what's fun for us to watch as coaches?
What?
Is you walk in there, you as a client, and you're owning your workout. You're doing your own setup. You know, you're by week 2 or 3 of your training cycle, you're doing it. We're just there to make sure you're doing it with proper form, but you're the one that's taking ownership of the whole session, which is super fun to watch because we're creating that space for you. Yeah. It's not just us telling you what to do.
Yeah.
You're learning it and you're doing it. And that, in my opinion, that's meditative for you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're kind of unplugging, forgetting about the things that are outside of the doors of the gym.
Totally.
And it's, so
because
that's super fun for us
you're really
to watch.
having to think about it. Like you have to, like you've got a weight in your hand. You can't, your mind can't be somewhere else, or like you're dropping it or you're doing something like unsafe. Like you actually have to be kind of dialed in. You're doing
Follow
math.
your tempo.
Follow oh my God. The tempo. Then there's these different bars that are different weights. And then you're like, hey, this is the 15 one and it's 25. Oh no, that's too easy in math. Sometimes it's like the off ones and you're having to really do some math. It's good. It's a good part of it. Yeah. I never thought about that for you guys. Like just like seeing, I think it builds confidence. I was telling you when we met to chat about this, like how I really do feel feel more confident in the gym, yes, but it's built this like internal confidence and mindset and momentum in my brain, which is like it is really transforming me, I think, because I'm like, I can do it. Like I can learn new things still. I can enhance, I can get better. I can like, and it's not about how I look. That's a nice byproduct sometimes, but like, I don't know, it's not about that. Yeah. I said to Liz, like in my intake, I was like, I want to feel strong. Yeah. I don't want to be wincing when I'm picking up my kids.
Exactly.
I sometimes still wince? Yes. They're very heavy and very squirmy. And Brody started doing the thing where
boys. Yeah.
Oh my God. He's like, he does that thing where it's like, he's being attacked or something. So he goes like a snake. and he like puts his arms up. The other day, Scotty was like, how does he know how to do that? Because he'll just slide out. You're trying to hold him and you're like, oh my God, I'm like tearing his limbs apart, trying to like hold him, put him in the bath. And he's like, whoop, not today, lady.
Must be a boy thing. Our girls don't do that.
Your girls are angels.
Whoa,
They're perfect.
whoa.
They're perfect.
Easy now.
You're like, girls, if you're listening to this.
I mean, 80% of the time. I'll give it to them.
So sweet. We met, our meet cute was, well, you and Scotty met because of the kids.
Yeah.
I think Addie, my daughter, was screaming, Mara, Mara, up the street.
So cute.
And we're like, who is that? What is she even saying that? Like, is that a kid? Is that a dog?
It's been almost like 2 years.
No.
Year and a half at least. But yeah, almost 2 years.
Sweet. We should have an anniversary party soon.
Yeah, we will.
Cheyenne, I asked this to everybody. What are you still trying to figure out?
Oh, great.
Did you see that coming?
No.
Normally I warn people.
Because the last couple of days I've been listening to so many episodes.
Oh,
but yeah,
nice.
I didn't think about that. I'm like,
shit.
what am I? That's a great question. I think I'm trying to figure out my path and how I can benefit others now is top of mind, including first and foremost, my kids and my wife, but also the community I've built, right? And how I can service them. And it's all about bettering everyone's experience while not sacrificing my own health. That's very important to me now as well, is not just being very thoughtful of that. But yeah, definitely that is, I have something really good going now, and I need to make sure that I'm delivering a really good service to everyone in my life right now, is the way I would say. I'm trying to figure out.
Fun. So you're going to put a sauna in at the gym? Is that what I'm hearing in this?
Trying to figure it out.
Although I heard one has shown up at your home.
How did you hear that? That's my wife's birthday present. She didn't know about it.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she
and also
she saw it
coming
yesterday.
out.
She saw it yesterday.
Did you go in yet?
Yeah, no, I had to put it together.
You have to put it together? Like IKEA?
It's almost like a puzzle piece apparently, because one of our neighbors did it and he says it's easy. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
You got a code for us?
Yeah, I was going to say you guys can come over. Yeah.
No, you give like a code for the audience to like.
Oh.
You have an affiliate link? We'll work on that.
Yeah.
We'll work on that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming
Thanks
on.
for having me.
This
It's really
was so
fun.
fun. You're very natural on the mic.
Oh, thanks.
Very natural. This is the Cheyenne.
That's not what I think about myself.
This is the Cheyenne I know in the playground,
that's
or in the
awesome.
gym. Yeah.
Sweet.
I appreciate
That was
you.
fun. Thank you.
And I appreciate the business that you built. I should just say that. I'm just loving it. Scotty and I are the biggest hype people.
And I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Namer.